Okay, hello everybody. We are live. I hope. I'm going to assume. Hold on. Yeah, no, okay, right. I had a problem with. I don't know. Technical problems are here all the time. That's not the issue. I was looking at. Let me just tile this maybe here and make that bigger. And I was just having a look at, this is the 2024 question paper, which I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much I can help you guys, but there's a SQL one that like I had mentioned in the chat, the big cross-table SQL question for past people. Cross-table, I mean, it's just a join, I have a funny anecdote about my own experience in database and joins. Which is going to reassure a lot of you. So this is going to be like OOP, in that if you've used it for your project, you'll know it like well, right? And you get a head start. Whereas if you haven't, because after all, you don't need to use OOP in your project, it's just strongly advised. If you do a project in functional, you're going to be I want to show you what I vibe coded. I've got, anyway, it's a functional programming game. But SQL, yeah, it's, let's do this. So this is a bank thing. Wait, hold on, 8.1. All right, okay. A shop that sells items for websites uses a relational database to store information about the product that it sells and the sales that it has made. Figure 6 shows the structure of the relations in the database. Right, we have product, which is a right. Product table, let's get the primary key, product ID, description, continuous supply ID, which is the foreign key here to the supplier that provides the product. The sale, which is a sale ID, and it's a customer ID and a sale date. And then we have a line on your invoice of the sale. This is like a legit, you know, how you do a billing system. And for each of the line, you have which total sale bills it belongs to, what product it is about. This is how you interpret those two foreign keys, in that really this is a table that merely models the relationship between a sale and a product. But in order to capture the details of this relationship, in that instance quantity sold, we need, but even if it hadn't, you know, many to many, we do need an intermediary table, and that's the relationship. The relationship is like, yeah, like you're looking at your invoice, there's an item, and you're like, oh, that's this product, fair enough. The customer ID, because the customer is the one getting the sale, who has a full name, surname, and an email address. Supplier ID, which is supplier and supplier email. Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to resume the AQA question voice for the reading of the question. Am I in a live chat? Thank you, Mysterious C8U says, you were so accurate for the P1 live stream. There was the food questions. There was also a lot of stuff I hadn't predicted. The fact is that, like, I've scattered, you know, this is like how great mediums and psychics do, right? I just predict a whole bunch of stuff, and then, like, in the scatter shot, people are like, oh my god, he said his exact words. The prophet walks among us. All right. The product relation stores information about the products that the shop sells. Oh, I was basically explaining the thing, and then they explain it. The product relation stores information about the products that the shop sells and who supplies them. Each type of product is identified by a unique number as a brief description. For example, product ID 1 has the description A4 ring binder -purple. The quantity in stock indicates how many of the product the shop currently has in stock. The sale and sale line relations are used to make all the details of the sale and products of the customer. Each sale is identified by a unique sale ID, which is a number. The customer relation stores details of customers. Customer relation, I would call that relations. I mean, it's an entity, whatever, the table, right? Customer identifiers, yeah, the details companies who supply the products to the shop, supplier ID, which is a number. Cool. Shade 1 losange. Okay, I'm gonna need to download this. I wanted to make a, is it this one? Yeah, no, I've got this. Am I opening it on mine? No, okay, I want to open it here and open it in Microsoft Edge, which is a pretty good browser, and was a really good out when some of my year 10s, they were just coming back of a PSHE lesson, which evidently tackled, I suppose, topics relevant to the sexual health of the 14, 15-year-olds. And so one of those kids in the corridor before getting into the lesson asked me, "Sir, what is edging?" And I managed to dodge this one. I'm saying this is if you're a Microsoft person, it's kind of like chroming. And Am I looking at the right? No, it's not the right one. That's the problem. I don't think it's the right question paper. Sorry. I'm just going to download this. Yeah. Oh, this is 24. Why are we doing 24? If everyone's got 25, I'm keen to have a look at this as well. Okay, open with Microsoft Edge. This is 24 and relation. Right. Okay, here we are. Relational. Let's shade. Let's throw some shade on the thing. That's not true, obviously, right? You can, because customer doesn't depend on anything. Each product is only supplied by one supplier. That is true as far as I can make out, because the product only has one supplier ID, so that is true. Each supplier supplies only one product. That is not true, obviously, because the relationship is one way. Only one cell conveys to a customer a particular date. No, because they can share. We have cell ID to drink. If we had a compound key of making those two unique, we would only have one cell per day. So that's false. And then two different products can be purchased as part of cell, of course, via the cell line relation. So far, so easy. Now we're getting to the spicy stuff. When a cell is made to a customer, 3 changes need to be made in the data in the database. A new record is created in the cell table. A new record is created in the cell line table. I should have revised my syntax for each different product part of the cell. The records product table is created in stock. Yeah. Oh, create the new record 4072 in. So it's an insert statement. I'm gonna open it in a hidden tab. Can anyone remind me in the chat? Reminds me of the syntax of the insertation. Is insert into product? I don't know, not any more than there was a D-type flip-flop. Sorry, Muggy Luggy is asking how much do we need to know about the D-type flip-flops, as much as any kind of a bit of the spec. This is not something, this one is it's much harder to predict. Like it's just like I can't predict what's in the section B, but it falls into a certain area of shape of question, ultimately limits what it could be, which is always helpful. The code questions are very constrained. Predicting actual exam questions, I've got no preference. If I say like revise, all you do. I think the flip-flops, if you know your Boolean gates, they're not that much more effort to revise that you can do. Oh yeah, update product insert. Is it update product insert? No, update product is just to update a line, but like what are we doing? A new record for cell, oh no, okay, 40 in the cells table. No, not that. Yeah, obviously not that, okay. Okay, insert statement SQL. All right, insert into thing, and then the columns, and then the values. Okay, sure, let's do that. So insert into. Let's pick this one up. Okay, insert into sale. Bracket the columns. So the cell ID is an automatic one, and then I just have customer ID is customer ID, the column. And the cell date, I need to pay more attention. Cell date, okay, like that. I don't know, it's probably a bit tiny for you guys, but then I have to go back and forth and scroll, which is like mega annoying. And that's it, right? This is text of customer ID and the cell date, and the values shouting the SQL are, and that's 48, which is probably as a number. I don't need the thing, and then the so if you're using Informix, which is the database system of IBM, little known one, but they got a great date format, which is that will be 2024. Hopefully the mark scheme, I just got off a tutoring session with OCR, and the OCR mark scheme and questions are absolute garbage. I cannot believe that Oxford, Cambridge and the Russell Group would dare put their name to this thing. 29, that's your date, the value for the date. That's it, semicolon, I'm guessing. Okay, and do we have the MS? Fine, let's open it in Chrome as well. 24. Oh no, I get the 24 QP. I don't have the 24 MS. It's here. Mark scheme June 24. We were in relation. Oh no, of course it's not called the same thing here. let's put that here. If you get topics that you would like covered, that's page 27, but what question number is it? 8. Not going to help because 08 is going to appear, of course, a couple of times. Oh, there's only one shaded. Was there? That goes to tell you. Oh no, cannot be purchased. Sorry, that's false. Yeah, you would have corrected yourself. Yeah. Apologies for this. I hope I can. Yeah, like should put a little asterisk in the back in the reply. Insert into cell, insert cell ID, customer ID, cell. Well, not cell ID, right? But insert into cell, which say insert into, and then values. Oh yeah, of course. Okay. Oh, we wanted to insert into cell ID. That's fair enough. I completely missed that one. That was the point, which I was doing in here. Have I redone? Have I undone too many times? Fine, I can do it from the top of my head, right? So it's like it's insert into cells, columns. So yeah, we want the cell ID. They were asking us to put in the cell ID, a capital I, capital D as well, which wet flex, customer ID, date, values. So that 40772. That's order 40772 out of all of the orders of the shop, but this one is for customer 48 and happened on 2024. Why 29th of September? Because that would have been in the future in at the point of the exam, right? 29. Cool. Oops, bracket. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it should have double quotes. Fine. Accept over date formats. Use delimiter on cell. Do we have this one? Doesn't have the. It's saying the physics and math tutor don't have the examiner comments, which are really where the T is. Okay. So quantity in stock, the product ID. So this is update. Is it product? Scroll. Product. Quantity in stock. Update product set. I want to say that's something like that. Equal. Oh, -3. There was 3 of them. Yeah, I need a where as well, otherwise I do it. Of course. You want to say which product? I am not on the ball of this one. Yeah. Yeah, you want to be a bit more methodical, so you kind of check your answer without the. Let's have something else here on the paper too. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I would say that can ensure. Okay, so. There is many users simultaneously. Timestamp ordering can be used to manage concurrent access to the database. Via locks and transactions. Well, maybe let's just stick to the locks. For instance, the product table will be locked. Yeah. For instance, before putting an order, the product table will be locked so that no other order can attempt to decrease the quantity in stock until the whole transaction, including all the statements pertaining to the order, is complete and committed. I'm kind of waxing. So I need to get back to the chat to see whether I'm kind of would like to talk about something else. Now, this is the real question. Timestamp ordering can guarantee each order transaction happens in the order chronological in which the orders were received, ensuring first come, first served for the product's stock. Okay, that's my punt. Let's have a look at the mark scheme say. Timestamps are getting the first transaction, timestamps get the order selection occurred in. I think, yeah, that's definitely 3 marks. Because I spent like 3 marks should be 3 minutes. I've kind of like completely 2017 question 10.6. Thank you very much. I'm putting it in the thing. Question 10.6. This is a SQL joins. Right, so let's finish this one because we're in the SQL, and now we will be done with the SQL. Edit, read, write, access. Yeah, oh yeah, I should have mentioned referential integrity. Just duplication of data, problem 2, then because you get duplicated data you may have inconsistencies, and for like, integrity. We're done with this one. All right, so 2017, let's open the mark scheme in here and download the question paper. Sure, in here, it sounds good. And I'm going to open it in Edge. No, which I didn't, because it looks the wrong round-shaped blue thing. Yeah, I mean, they're not making anything easy. Searching for 10 is going to be difficult because the numbers are each in their own little box. Okay, a garbage service, a garage service, and services in repair. Oh my god, it's the only thing again! Right, if job ID when I'm including a job relation, well, I'm not going to need to read that then. A garage services can repair cars, use relational database, MDL, so we're going to have like, you know, job, car, part used for jobs, rents to cars, and so on. Yeah, cool. If the job ID attribute were not included in job relation, if we didn't have a synthetic primary key, an automatic one, whichever attribute or attributes that are currently in the relation could probably be used as an entity identified primary key instead. This is the mirror of the products and the orders, because in that instance, the car registration number and the job date are probably enough to make a compound primary key, because they are guaranteed to be unique in that we don't expect a car to come you know, twice in the same day, or like if it were, certainly it's probably about the same thing, and like the thing broke when they just walk out of the garage, so that goes into the same job anyway. We probably wouldn't say that second bit. It has been suggested that the owner's detail on a name or an email should be stored in car relation, and a new relation should be created. Yes, experiment with when we put the design of the database. You know, a single person. Why can't I write in this one? Ah, come on. Well, okay, so I'm going to print it as a PDF. This is just ridiculous. I'm going to print it as a PDF called 2017 QP, which is then going to open. No, it didn't, but I can now open it in Edge and then go to page wherever I was, like toward the bottom, 23. Oh, yeah, you can't print it either? Fine bastard. Okay, so I can't write, but I want to say here, storing the owner's details separately would improve the design of the database. Someone may have more than one car and may bring any or all of those several cars into the garage, meaning that we are now storing you know, owner details against several rows in the table when one would suffice. And this means that this is not This is not in second normal form. I'm pretty sure the normal form in Violet is the second one, and and effectively that also we waste kind of storage. Yeah, that was improved the center database. Okay, I can't. Yeah, I can. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Show the degree of any free relationship that exists between the entities. Let's mark it up. Up. Ta-da. Okay, let me just get back to the chat because I'm kind of losing sight on what's going on. The Boolean algebra 202393. I will take it for the Bool algebra. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. There's one in, I think that was the one I was looking at. Yes, I saw that already. That looks like a good one. 2023 9.3. So on the incomplete, I should have put the time for this. Gosh darn it. Okay, on the incomplete entity relationship diagram below, I don't know, like the replay value is only for tomorrow, right? And I'll probably be streaming tomorrow anyway. Right, so now I can annotate. I'm going to use a very tasteful dark gray and actually put this here so I can have a look at the little schema. Now, a job has a job ID, we know that, and it's related to a car. So a job is only about one car, right? Whereas here is, 0 ... n. That's the cardinality here. The degree, I suppose if you want to call it that. The car as make model owner, well, we've not normalized it yet. The part used for job is a link. A part cannot be used between 0 and n jobs, where here it has to at least refers to one, right? Because the part used for a job refers to that. Very much like a job may have. Those are any free. You don't have much more than those one, to be fair. Yeah, there's like, between 0 and n, any number of parts, and doesn't really know about them, but like the part pertains to a specific job. So here it's 1. And actually any free, I think there's only those 3. Yeah. Or maybe they count both sides, whatever, right? So that was this. Shut it. The job ID is in relation. Yeah, we've done this, we've done that. Record the amount of time. I would say update job set. So you can assume that maybe like, in garage, this is when you would set in garage to false or to null, or to actually mix with an explicit false, comma, where job ID, and comma job duration. Yeah, 206 and now 30 minutes, 90 minutes and 2 parts of part ID, right? Job duration equal 90, that's going to be in minutes. This is where you might, this is probably unnecessary. We don't know if they left the garage yet, right? But like set job duration equal 90, where job id equal 206. That's your first one. And then this is like, another version of that question about the orders as well. The fact that the 2 parts of part ID 12 were used, at least this doesn't diminish their stocks. So insert into part used for job bracket. So it's 206 was the thing, and like the part number is, oh yeah, there's a 104 and a wait, those 3, what? Oh no, so this is a different, what? So we're not even there. This is still 10.6. Oh my god. Okay, 2 of the parts of part ID 12. Yeah, we're doing an early one, so an easy one. So it's job part ID 12, and the quantity used too. Yeah, cool. No, we're happy about that. Then it gets, I'm sure, much harder. Repeated the table, thank you. Produce a list of all the part used the job 93 for a computer. Part ID description price. Oh yeah, that's good. And quantity used in each part, no details. That is surely ordered by part ID with the parts of the lowest part ID nearest to the top of the list. Okay, so incremental. So this is a select. And I used to have a, you know, a coding convention where you, for ease of kind of editing and maintaining the code, so you can see in the diff it changes the line, you would like write your statements very much like this. Part ID, description, price, quantity used, from, so this is where we need to do a join. We're joining on the job, right? Like the job is how we come in. So we also have where. Job ID equal 93. Sort by part, forgive me, part id. I mean, in fairness, that's like one. You don't really need to indent that one. Well, yeah, that will do for now. Semicolon. From, so I'm going into the part used for job. Join part used for job, and you join with part, because you're on the part, yeah. Join with part on. I think like part ID equal part ID. You may need to, this is part. Yeah, you might like kind of want to make it explicit if you're not super sure. Part ID. I don't know if it's a left join, don't really care. I mean, like that's the actual join. So this is gonna like get into the part ID table. We know its job ID is only in part used for job, so I don't need to say, you know, like part ID. Go in there, select the rows for this, and then for each join it onto this to the part used for job, where it's gonna get the description and price. And then the quantity used is going to get in there. Normally that's like, I mean, you may need to have prefix with the table or whatever here, but frankly, that's not 2024 question 7. Yeah, yes, I'll add it here. I'm still doing like this 2017 one, right? Sort by pass. But I have seen, like, I used to do it like now, rather than mess around the join, unless you specifically want a specific type of join, you just do comma. This is going to give you the full, like what they call the Cartesian product when you put two tables together. So like for each row, you would have like all of the row of the whole table. Any combination, all the combinations you can create when you combine the columns of the two tables based on the rows you have. So one row in one table, and then combine to all of the other possibilities in the other. That's the full product of the number of rows by the number of rows. But then you reduce this by finding the ones, you add your join clause as an explicit part of the where clause here. And that's the same. This is how I would write them for Informix, the IBM relational database system. Whatever. So like the thing is, don't panic. Don't forget the where, because like lock in the where early. Do it like this, because like if you do it on several, of course it's better if you're on a computer. I'm not gonna lie, I know all of you are gonna be on the computer on the day, but even on a piece of paper you're allowed to use the margin. Like give yourself some space. You know there's gonna be a select from where, and then figure out what goes in there later, because I forgot the final where. That was the important part. There was a mark on this because it was late in it's at the end of the query, when like it's the most obvious thing, you know, because we're only interested in job ID 93. Okay, please tell me it's the end of that. Fine, okay, explain. So this is a Do we have make and model? Yeah, you would add, you would need a car, you would need a car. No, you don't need a car type table actually. You just add like make model to the part, and is that it? Any with a wildcard. Yeah, so you would put like a make and model field, and that would accept a null. The problem with this is that you may need to have ideally you would have a table of makes and models, right? Kind of like a table just with makes and models. So for like OD, you would have like all of the whatever, just so that like those things are the same and refer to actual thing rather than storing a string and hoping the string is the same, because this is the ancestry of it. So create a table of make and model, and then make model be foreign keys onto no, because you can't. No, sorry, make a table of make and model whose primary key is the aggregate of make model, and then make these, make parts, sorry, like make the make and model in car be foreign keys to make and model in the make model table, and then make also add a column make and model to part, and make those foreign keys to there with the option that null implies that those have a foreign key or can be null, unlike the one for cars, and this implies that they can be fed to any any model of a single car manufacturer, or even on all general cars. Thank God this is the end of this question. That was done. All right, let's kind of move this out, I guess. Don't want it there. We've done 2023 9.3. Okay, this is like I was 9.3. This is towards the bottom then. All right. At what time? At 31. Jesus, when does it start? 9. Okay. Yeah, 9.3. Thank you. I'm not going to do the kind of easy garbage. 0.3. There's A and B. So do you mean like 9C? Okay, let's do the whole of 9, because I can't write on it, I'm sure. Yeah, I can maybe. Yeah, this one I can. Fine. Abstraction is the removing the useless part. So the name of treasure object is like just the value, right? Which is the monetary value, when like actual objects have got many more properties, and we're not interested in these because it's not even real things, it's a game. That's the so it's abstraction when writing a program, because you don't include the unnecessary part, you don't have to deal with them programmatically, and you can focus on the parts that are important to what you're trying to model. The problem is it makes your model wrong. All models are wrong. That's not paper 1. On AQA, that's a paper 2. Oh, subnet masking is paper 1. Is it? No. Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god. Did I? What? Sorry, I had some downloaded already for other reasons, because they've got paper 2. Yeah, there's the institution is doing. Ah, yeah, okay. Not helpful. How long have we been doing? Have we done any AQA? I'm looking back. Well, not in a while. All right, let's get back to PMT. Apologies for this. The principle is the same though. Like all of that stuff is absolutely correct here. Okay, we were talking about. We wanted. Okay, 2023 9.3. Yes, this is the one I didn't have. All right, fair enough. Okay, so I just need to download this, get back here, and get the 2023 mark scheme up, and open. And those I think are writable on. Yeah, 2023 QP paper 2 at 1732. Yeah, it is this one. Okay, open with Microsoft Edge and. Yada yada yada. So we wanted which one? 9.3. Okay. I'm so glad. All right. Oh yes. Okay. Yes, this is the one. Okay. Then I had to know one. And I can write on this. Oh yes. Oh yes. Thank Lord. Okay. So what do we recognize here? C looks like an AND, which is this guy, right? Whereas this looks like an XOR, which is that gate, right? So all we need to do is have C, that is the output of a straight up AND gate between A and B, as well as, and this is where we're going to need to do it, have an XOR, which is just like a regular OR, but with an extra flashy bit. No dot at the end, because otherwise you knot it, and that's that. Exactly 2 gate, and we have exactly 2 gate. Explain the purpose of the circuit you have drawn and produce the output given. Well, wouldn't you look at this? This feels like C looks very much like the carry bit, right, of an adder, and this is the sum bit. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 and 1 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 10, right? It's 0 in the unit bit, and the sum, and yeah, sum and carry, it's a half adder. Using the rule of Berge, oh hello, right, so you're working. My working is to rewrite this in Newman, right? So this is actually A, and, which I can do in text. This is, you need to know the stuff, like A, and, I'm pretty sure the dot is AND because it behaves, it's counterintuitive, it's not the plus. It's got to do because it behaves more like a product than a sum in terms of expanding and factoring brackets. Hold on, I've got my downloads here. I need to have the chat because you're so helpful to tell me, I had the wrong paper up. So this is A and not B, or B. This feels like a bit, so not B or B, I'm recognizing this as true, right? This is, you put brackets around this, there's a De Morgan's that allows you to do that. And something that's like not the whole of not A, or, so there's some brackets here for some reason, B on C, but like the rules of, no, say not B. Okay, well, let's do them in order. Right, so this is A and not B, or B, which I'm putting in brackets there, so that's A and true, right? So like the first thing you get rid of is this becomes A and B and not B, not B or B, I'm sorry, but like that's pointless, right? So it's not A or I can just like copy and paste the whole thing there, and I think I've no, I've got the, yeah. There's a not. There's a, I got that correct mostly. Not B or C and C. Oh, there's a mega not. No, the mega not is yeah. I shouldn't have. Yeah, sorry. There needs to be a further close bracket here. Yeah. So or. Okay, not put my closing bracket for the big not, right? Not A or, and then it's like not B and C bracket, yeah, which I'm going to copy from the other one, but it's good practice to think. So if you take that, if you flip that not, we know that the De Morgan's, this is going to be A and, so ends become ors and ors become ands. So that means this is going to be A and A. And there was an or that becomes an and. So definitely A and something. And then we get this expression again, right? Kind of like not. No, so we flip that. So this is not all of that, right? Not B or C. Now A, and that obviously that we only need one of these, right? A and not B or C. We perform the same trick here. We get B or not C. That's your larger, but also wide enough that I can. Oh yeah, that's not width. Right. Yeah. That's how you reduce. That's how you, yeah. So I would start by kind of like spelling it out. That way the brackets can tell you how it's got. But in fairness, that kind of notation, also that's because I've got just a keyboard here. That notation allows you to be much quicker and also be much clear as to like what's the scope of a not, you know, and because you don't forget a bracket. Okay, that's 9-3 done. 2024, question 7. So in PMT, I want... Oh, do you want to look at the mark scheme? Yeah, let's have a look at how this is marked. This is 23 QP, 23 mark scheme. Let's have a go at Boole. Okay. George Boole, by the way, English mathematician, but was in university in Ireland, and absolute legend. He was so dedicated. He used to walk to work no matter all weather every day, and he got soaking wet and insisted on lecturing in his coat all day because he loves maths that much, and then got pneumonia and died. So that's don't be that guy. Question 5. Where was I? Question 9. Jesus, it's depressing. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is the big data question, right? If you want to kind of model it as big data, yeah, this is less clear. Yeah, it's this. Like, what would the... They said like have what? Why would you do something even more complicated than... I guess if you define each of them, like, yeah, if you were to look at... it adds, yeah, it's a half adder. So we have A and B and not B. They kind of make it... Oh, they do the not first, right? So they're doing this bit here. The redundant A moves, B or not B on B and C. They do that bit. How is that not B or not B? Yeah, 1 plus B or C. Oh, no, okay, I messed it up. Interesting. How did I mess it up? This one, this is De Morgan's when they turn the knots. So that turns this and that. This is the one I done here. Not A becomes A. And so A and A, no worries. And then what do we do? Are they just putting brackets around there? Yeah, they remove the A and they put brackets around this. Then we've got not B and C becomes B or not C. Yeah, yeah, I had that. How do you get rid of the not C? Oh, there's a 1 in there. But this is an AND though. Oh, A and 1. Yeah, A and 1. No, wait, I'm going too fast. Let me remember this one. So they flip it. This is like De Morgan's, like it's back here. This is when this OR becomes an... It's AND becomes an OR. That's the last one I do. So you get that B or not C. Which they expand the brackets, no worries. And it's not B or B. What's happened between this and this? Oh yeah, there's an and that... Oh, they flip, they managed to kind of... Oh, not B or B, and... Expand brackets, like, there's the change in... Oh. Yeah, the answer is just A. I don't know how I got this one wrong, right? I'm trying to figure out like what were they doing here. De Morgan factorizing, that's fair enough. Yeah. De Morgan again, expand brackets, that's fair. But here, oh no, sorry, application of De Morgan, and then we expand brackets, and for some reason it gets rid of this and. There's something weird here, right? Because this is what they're doing here. They have A and not B. I'm going to put them in Lua actually, because of Python style. A and not B, or B and B, or B. Oh right, okay, I see what they've done. Right, okay. Alright, there's more than an expansion bracket though. Or not C. I don't know how you get rid of the not C either, and not C. Yeah, and at some point there's a one or B and not C, so you pick the one that's going to be true, but that's because of this one, right? Kind of like B or not B, or, and like because the C is an or, but I don't know how. Yeah, because it's an or. I shouldn't have gotten rid of my B or not B. I think those were relevant. I got rid of those too fast, and they would have come in helpful to cancel out to get that kind of one. Because a one and you kind of right away, a one or bang, that becomes a whole one. Like you can basically get rid of all of the expression in one or. So if I were to do it again, right, it's A or and not B or B and not close bracket not A or not B and C. Am I good with the brackets? I think I'm in count on bracket, right? So A, and we're keeping all of that garbage. Right, let's De Morgan it first. So it's no. So if we De Morgan it first, I get not A and not B and C. Which I think I should kind of like have some bracket around just in case. So yeah. And I think that now I'm gonna De Morgan that second one. B or not C. Now the bracket expansion, because I have a B and, so either of those clauses, those broad clauses can be true. Like you see the or, you can imagine like a parsing tree. Yeah, you still get marks. You get mark for working. If you apply De Morgan's, right? Kind of it's marking missing steps or kind of like the steps are logically correct. Yeah, I would have probably scored like, what is it, of 8? I probably scored like 3 or 4 on this one. With my first version that was wrong. It's kind of, yeah, if you do it like that, or if you can write it in not, as long as it's clear, they will accept, I think they have accept alternative notation. Oh yeah, let's see, there's many more versions. I went for the first one. No, they don't explicitly say, I don't know, like you might want to stick to this notation if you're actually doing it on paper. If you're doing it on keyboard, you're going to have to do it like that, right? But like they don't really say accept, explicitly accept alternative notations. Anyway, so I was here, what did I do? So it's this or that, right? And so that B and not A and B or not C, it has to be B and each of the or, so that's B and the not and the A, or B and not C, right? Because like this is how you expand the, I get A and not B on one side, then this or marks a boundary, and I'm messing around with this. So that the B and applies to both terms on this side of the or. That's why this is a dot and this is a plus, because the and acts like multiplication and the or acts like addition. So if I do A, like B multiply A plus C, it's B multiply A plus B multiply C. So it becomes B and not A. No, sorry, this is another n. So the whole term is not A and B, or B and, again, not C. A and not B or B and not A. That looks us. Not A and B. So B and not A and B. So that's B and not A. So let's copy that, paste it. Right? There's that B is redundant. And You can't get rid of that. There's a not A in the, isn't there a not A that we're going to log? Oh no, because we logged it twice. Sorry, I De Morgan it wrong. Well, that's the general idea. Let's move on to the next question. I'm already tired of, I like the logic gates. I'm not liking like this long, big mapsy thing. 2024Q7. I need to find this window and have a look. Well, let's just re-download it again, I think, because I'm just a bit useless. Mark scheme up. No, I had the, yeah. Okay, question 7. I should have made a note of the time as well. I know this one, I know the previous one was at 31 something. 50, 49. And this is like, call it 31. 31:30. Okay, why not? Sorry, 50. Well, let's 51:03 now. I could be writing the time all the time. Question 7. Yeah, I'm not good enough to figure it out because I think the bracket confused me with the Boolean algebra. So this is my pride. Fine, finish it. Okay, I might need to start it from the top. Okay, so A and not B and not A. So far, am I kind of on track? God damn it. Sorry, 20. This is going to be later. Fine. And mark means, I don't know whether. Well, it's good that we don't know. I kind of won the mark scheme on this one. So this is 23, was it? Yeah, 23 mark scheme. I can't find it. I had it open. 24 QP. Okay. Close our tabs. 2023 mark scheme. There you go. One is enough. Yeah, okay. This is towards the bottom, isn't it? Hello. Right, and there's more than one disk in the cap, right? Like, but first you apply De Morgan, which is what I did with turning the not A into a not A. I messed it up. Yeah, I made a mistake early on, so kind of this is where you need to pay close attention. All right. Okay, let's just without the mark scheme. I can wrangle this. Okay, so it's A and not B, or B and not, which has implied instance bracket, not A, not A, and or not B and C. Two closing brackets, just like that, closing brackets there. Cool. We're happy now. Okay. All right. Bit bigger. Lovely. Let's mess with this. If I remove the not, I need to not on both sides of this expression. So this is going to become A. This is the stuff I messed up. And then I'm just going to put a not in this, right? Real quick, and boom. That's the Morgan one. Then having the not B. See, I already feel that's us because I think one of them ended up with a not B, but it doesn't really matter because like it might maybe a not B that cancels out. So again, I'm gonna copy and paste it. So when you De Morgan this one, we're gonna remove that not. Let's keep the brackets in just in case, right? And that's a not B. This becomes an or. Sorry, this should have become an and. Right? Because De Morgan, I take the not, this flips. And so just like that, this one had what? This will become an or. See, this is where kind of pasting the line is this. So now I have A and not B, or B and A, or B or C. I don't think that's what, I don't think maybe I need the mark scheme, but I'm not. Well, let's see if I land on my feet in this one, though. I think I should have kept, sorry, there's this, the not here, I should have kept some brackets so I know what's going on, yeah. But that doesn't look right, because we start with a nor and an and, yeah, and we applied the Morgan to the outer one, so that flipped it, and an and this was a whole knot, and then that knot became an, yeah, this would have ported that, yeah, sorry, okay. Copying the wrong line, and A and B or C. Sorry, that should have been not C, by the way. Yeah, and then I can expand this, right? I can expand the left stays the same. God, this is not, I was expecting to spend my Sunday morning. I would much rather be doing some skeleton code. Why can't we do like the Hans question? Why does it already looks different? I feel this is sus. What have I done? So I wanted those brackets as well. No, what have I done? Okay, what is happening? I think the copying and pasting is throwing me off. Let's go back to that first line, verify. A and not B, or B and not over that whole thing. I keep the brackets, and within that I de Morgan it. Not A becomes A, the or becomes an and then I've got not this whole expression. Cool, excellent. So I'm keeping up until here. Actually, I'm keeping up until here, right? And I'm putting some brackets because I'm going to de Morgan it. So again, not B becomes B, the N becomes an or, and then I get not C. Yeah, okay, that looks much more like something I expected. And we still have the brackets. Now I have A and B or not C. This can be expanded. Like you do in maths, right? So this becomes A and, sorry, this is still within brackets. This is the thing. A and B, or A and not C. And then bracket extension. No, and then from there I still have a B end. A and B, or A and not C. Now, can I remove these brackets, is the question. B and A and B, so it's already there. Or B end. So that A and that B end is already there. So if I just, yeah, I'm gonna, no, don't rewrite it. Or B and A and B, so just B and A, or B and A and not C. No, but I first expanded this one, so I removed those brackets, and then expanded, I removed those other brackets, and now it's a flat, which I can read. So it's B and not B, or B and A, or B and A, right? So it's A and a lot of stuff that's going to simplify to one, hopefully. I should have them in other colors, but like there's an A and in each of these, A and in each of those clauses of the or, right? So I can now factor it away by going A and not B, or B, or B and not C. So this nor B and B is 1, right? Sorry, let's do it this properly. It's true. Oops. Yeah, I got there. I'm so glad. I'm not that. Yeah, sometimes I doubt myself. Oops. Yeah, that's true. So true or doesn't care what that is, right? That's A and true, and that's, again, sorry, shouldn't do that. Okay, so we can scratch this, which is A and true. To be or not to be is one, yeah. Okay, cool. Next question. Is that it? No, 2024 Q7. Yeah, cool. And this is an AQA one, Q7. And this starts at 1 hour 1:04. Sorry, yeah. Thank you for forcing me to get back to it, because the moment of joy by realizing, yeah, I got there in the end. This kind of math, you need to do a lot of these, and like ChatGPT or any AI, or like, you know, if you get maybe an exercise book back in the day, but it's not difficult to generate expressions like that will kind of simplify to stuff. So it's because ultimately what you're trying to do is like train a pattern recognition muscle, because remember, that was all right, but like that's 4 marks. I'm pretty sure this is a 150 minutes paper. Oh, 100 marks. Okay, so this is a different OCR do like 140 marks, so it's nice because you get like 1 mark a minute and 10 minutes to check. So this is, yeah, like I've got 6 minutes, right, to do that 4-minute question based on like 100 mark for this, or unless I'm, you know, on average. So yeah, you gotta be ready, recognize the thing, put the De Morgan in, put the De Morgan in, and then kind of the bracket expansion. It's the bracket expansion that tripped me up, because there was nots and there was brackets, and I thought the knot was doing the bracketing, and then when I moved the knot, yeah, everything went to shoot. Okay, we are doing, sorry for the delay, and you had one, let's call it 102 now, 04, we're doing Q7 in 2020. I'm still way back. Like, how long is the? Oh no, sorry, I'm not watching live the control stream. I don't know how far behind you people are. It'd be good to know like the monitor. Oh my god. Oh, that's the problem I have. Yes. Okay. All right. 7. That's 1:03:11. A student has really? Is this one? A student has a local area network in a. Sorry, the AQA voice. A student has a local area network LAN in her house. She uses one of the computers of the LAN as a web server to host a website for a club that she's a member of. A club of which she is a member, surely. Figure 4 showed the URL of the page. Protocol is it's HTTP, the hypertext transfer protocol. The domain name is Loverpug. The domain name is Loverpug, because then you have, that's a top level domain, so it's a .org.uk. How domain names are organized? They're organized in top level domains. So .uk is for everything to do with the UK. There will be .gov.uk, and then within that you can have a .co.uk is for the commercial, and .org.uk is for a non-profit organization, because that's a website for a club. A club for pugs. Okay, for pug lovers. Well, I hope that's not. Let's hope they keep the. It's Q6. Oh my god. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Well, the assembly language. Fine. Gosh, I was going to talk about networks and the Q6. Okay, fine. I'll just keep doing 2024 Q7. internet registries is like where you kind of register. They will effectively make sure that in all DNS servers, this domain is associated to the IPs that you have. Well, they're needed because that's a good question because we don't trust each other enough. This is an interesting philosophical point, right? Because you could probably have something without, like, the problem is that even DNS and registrars are not centralized authorities, but there needs to have a way of something that's got the right to do that. But, it's a bit, you could put it on the blockchain. Joke, obviously. Which one is the, so let's have the 24 mark scheme here, just to see how wrong I am. So hello, 24, am I, yeah, no, 24. Well, hold on, she's called like LAN, right, LAN, no, protocol, HTTP, yes, thank you. Okay, they're not enough www. I would have said, the domain name, I guess you might cover the full thing. Hierarchical, two-part, take top level, second level domain, split into part, hierarchical, incorrect context of hierarchical organization. That's, NE is not enough. TO is, they don't always have the code to decrypt the TO. A is accept, I is ignore. No. TO made valid point is demonstrated in the point they have made by including for incorrect context. So it made most of the mark should not be awarded. What does that stand for? Too interesting, TO. All right. Oh, 2021. Thank you. Right. Okay. So we're just giving up on this. 2021 question 6. Yes, I would much rather be doing an assembly trace table. Thank God. This is usually what I do for the paper when I talk about cover paper 2. Right. 2021. So let's get it first. And I'll need to remember to right. Let's get the question paper. And then the mark scheme and the question paper. I'm going to put it there. I don't know. No, actually, sorry, I'm going to need to download it and open it in Edge so I can... There's no date on this. No, June 21. Okay, good. So why is it not... Yeah, okay, I need to click that download. That looks the same. Super helpful. Thank you. All right, and then question 6. Let's go. Oh, hello, and yes, excellent. Oh, I love this. I am salivating in advance for an excellent assembly trace table question at 1 hour 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Let's do this. All right, figure 4. Oh, hello. Compare R2 to actual 0, yeah, literal 0, and if they are equal, exit, move R0 to R1. Okay, sure. So I'm gonna need have a copy of this real quick though, on because I'm not flicking my page. No, not the mark scheme. I think it's this one. No, wait. Fine. 21 QP first, and we are page 16. Right. Let's say in R0 we get nothing, and in R1 all the same in the table. Okay, sure. R0. Compare R2 to 0. It is not 0 because it is 6, so we don't exist. I mov what mov means like basically writes into it. R0 a literal 0. So that's gonna be mate. No, I'm cool. I can save this. Question 6 continues on the next page. Oh, yeah, of course, but not the trace table, thankfully. All right, good. Can this do text? Can I not do text? Am I not doing text? No, but quick redact. Oh yeah, full Epstein files. Can we not, like, why? No, this is cruel. I am not doing it with a pen. Fine, maybe I'll do it with a pen. All right, so we move 0 to the. I would be showing this on the touchscreen, like a stylus and stuff. I'm moving. Let me just hold on. I think this is a slightly more flattering angle. If I just catching myself on the stream, it's always awkward. Yeah, I kind of prefer this. Okay, 0 in R2, R3 takes the number 1. Is that not AQA? Am I in the right place? No, what is going on? Yeah, this is a 2021 paper. We put 1 in here, so it's like 1. This is a label to say move left. Left shift left, R2, R2, 1. So left shift left means this is where you put it, the result, but you take R2 and you left shift it to the left by 1, I hope, and you put it back in R2. So the next thing you get is 1, 1, logical shift left. So 1, 0, which is 12? Yeah, of course, because you double it. Yeah, I'm back at 12. Let's have an actual, sorry, my light touch, tasteful grey. We left shift left register 3 by 1, so that becomes 10. So I might put stuff in binary, right? Kind of, this is 10 bracket 2. This looks like a counter, right? Maybe so far. We don't know what could happen. And then we compare R2 and R1. So R1 has got 34 and we've got 12 here. Branch lower than, R2 is lower than to move on right to move left. Cool. So we do another left shift left. We're going to repeat this for a couple of times. All right. So this is going to be 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, which is now 24. I could like rustle. Oh, actually, hold on. I can do this live. Do it live. What if I do window capture and create a new table? Okay. And oh, what's happening? That's not working. Oh yeah, I need to put it on top. Yeah, okay. And now if I move this, oh no, what's going on? Oh, that's interesting. Why is it not? Because it's not visible on the same screen. Why? No, okay, I can't do this. I wanted to transfer this to like the screen where I can touch the screen, but that's fine. We're gonna have to live without remove. Okay, so back here and trying to like make that work with what we have. So now where was I? We do this again. So this didn't become 100 or like 100, which is in fact 4. And now we compare again R2 to R1 and we get 34, get 24. It's still lower than. So we go again and now we've got 48. So you can just like shift by the way as much, and now here we've got 5. No, we've got 8. Hoopla. This is why I don't like doing this like this with the mouse, not that I'm particularly better with an actual stylus. Yeah, I don't draw them right because they start the wrong way. Okay, let's focus. Yeah. Okay. And now 48 is larger than 34, so we're going to branch equal to main loop. We go to main loop. No, they're not equal. Sorry, they're not equal. We continue. We left shift right. We're going to those two. We kind of logical shift them right back to what they were before. So now we're getting. Yeah, I remember doing this one in preparation because this is an old one, 2021. So I've prepared in preparing my setting my students to back in 24. Okay, this reverse back. Oh, too big. Okay, here we've got 2, which actually is maybe simpler in binary for me to write. Then we hit the main loop. We compare R1 and R2. So we get 34 and 24. If they're lower than which they're not, we don't skip. So we add R0, which, sorry, we add R3 and R0 and stuck the result in R0. So there's 10, and that's going to go here. I'm not writing it all when I'm drawing it with the mouse. You can complete yourself, right? Like this is left shifted by 1, there's an extra 0, so it's still 2 zeros. By the way, that looks like there might be 1 too many here. Oop, there might be a little, that 1 is not meant to be here. And yeah, I'm drawing this like, you know, by hand, which is a massive pain. And then we sub R1. So this, you can read this as, you know, the add is like, imagine an equal in here, and imagine like a plus in here or a minus there, So R1 becomes equal to R1 minus R2. So 34 minus 2. Sorry, this was 4, 8. This is 4 actually, my bad. So then we get 4. I'm going to do them in decimal for now. It confuses me with the 10. 4, 4, right? And now so R1 becomes equal to R1 minus R2. 34 minus 4, then we get like a 30 in here. I might put it like higher up because I might as well continue it. Skip is just a label. We AND, so this is a bitwise AND. The AND R3 and R4. What's in R4? Oh, what is in R4? Seriously, for real. There's nothing in R4. Oh, sorry, this is where you put the result. R3 and the logical one, which is it just a 0, 0, 0, 1? R3. You AND it. So what this looks to me is this is taking a mask with like the digit 1, right? Kind of, which is like the last digit. So it's like only the last bit of R4, and we compare that to 1. So this is a way of checking whether this R4 is odd. No, sorry, R3 is odd or even. So we take its last bit. So R3 is 4. So 4, this means I need to put it, actually, yeah, maybe having it in binary would have been helpful here. This is 1, 0, 0, right? We're going to AND the literal 1. No, where's R2? Oh, that's R2, sorry, we need, oh, shit. AND R3, so that's R3. Did I read something else? I mean, I'm here, I am reading this line, I'm going to leave it high lit. All right, I add R3, I AND the literal 1, meaning that none of them will be selected. So what this AND the literal 1 is just skips the last bit. So like the last bit in my instance is 0, and so I'm quite happy to put a 0 in here. And then we compare it with 1. If they're not equal, we shift. And here we're going to do a left shift right of R2, a logical shift right, left shift right. Logical shift of R2 right by 1, so we then divide it back. So now we're back here, like back here with a 12, I guess. Then this is just a label. Skip to R2. We do a logical shift right of R3 by 1. So R3 was 100. This then again become 4. I don't know what I'm doing here. Or 100 if we prefer. No, this was 4. Sorry, this is now back to 2. Yes, or 10. I don't know if I'm right. I should kind of have a look at the mark scheme because I'm struggling here. Left is interesting, and right of R3, which I've done. We compare R3 with 0. That's still not the case, and we branch not equal back to the main loop. We're going to compare R1 and R2, and R1 is, don't know what I've put in here, 4. Yeah, because there was 4 in here when you copied in here. And 4 is lower than, so R1, no, R1 is 30, 12. What the fuck is this? Main loop, compare R1 and R2. And for instance, we skip. So we don't skip, we're going to add R3 to R0, which is 4. 2, sorry, and put it there. So we're going to... No, we're going to add R1 to R3. Oh, I messed this up, all right? R1 to R3 and put in R4. No, that's an and. Sorry, add. What am I doing? Sorry. Compare. They just look so much the same. I'm struggling to kind of find my place in the thing. Can I delete the highlight? Yeah, with the bin. Okay, so now I'm here. I've not skipped because they're larger, and then I add R3 and R0, which is I had, yeah. Okay, so this becomes 6. This was my initial feeling. And I subtract R2 from R1, so I remove 12 from 30, and that gives me 18, and put the result in R1. So you're trying to just like subtract the largest power of 2 you can fit into it. I don't understand what this does. And put in R1, and we not skip. We logic and we take the last bit here, and it's equal to understand. We compare it in R4, and they're not equal because it's not equal to. We've not reached the last bit. This is just a counter, right? So this is gonna put like again 0. It stays a 0. We don't branch. We logical shift right R2 by 1. So now we recover 6 here. I'm putting it in line, although a lot of stuff has happened in the middle, and like weirdly, technically the value of that register has changed, but it's changed to the same value. So who knows what this could mean. And now here we are doing, was this R2? Then there's a logical shift right. Now we're here. Now this is going to terminate. Finally, then this has shifted right back to 1. Putting on the same line, because barbarian, whatever. And we compare R3 to 0. That's still not the case. We branch not equal to main loop. We compare R1 to R2, 18 and 6. It's still not larger. We add R0, no, we add R3 to R0, which is 1. So now we get to 7, I guess. So it's trying this, is it trying to divide? Is this some crazy ass? No, it's not a divide, is it? Might be. It's quite clever. Shit, what was I added this, I put it in R0, and then we subtract R2 from R1, which is the 6, then we get back to 12. I'm putting in the same line. Then we didn't skip, so we're going to do a logical, and we look at the last bit of R1 and put that in R4, and that has changed now. This is 1, very happy. We compare, so we skip the left shift, the right shift. We've skipped the shift right of R2, so we don't shift right R2. We logical shift right R3 by 1. This now becomes equal to 0. I'm putting it below because it's after the last change I've made, right? Which we compare it, and if they're equal, we hold. And that, I think I messed it up, but this is where you would have ended in one place with the quotient and the other with the remainder. But I messed it up because I think you meant to go a little bit more, because I meant to have like 4. Yeah, it's meant to be like 5 and 4 or something. So do we do it again? Let's have a look at the mark scheme, which is here. This is 21, right? All right, keep throwing, if you want to, like, the next, keep throwing what I'm doing next, because otherwise I think I'm going to have enough of paper 2 for tonight. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow night, small maybe, but yeah, this is an hour and a half. Okay, 6 and 21, I have the right date, I have the right board. I'm guessing I don't have the right What is happening? No. What? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes, they put the mark scheme before the question paper because of the alphabetical order, which is incredibly frustrating. Okay, question 6. Yeah, there's a bunch of SQL. Yeah, you're meant to end up with 5 and 4, and it goes like, 6 goes into 34 5 times, and there's a remainder of 4. Why did I get it wrong? 0, 0, 12, 2, 24, 4, 48, 8, 24, 4, 4, 10? Oh, this is where I messed it up. I didn't deduce the right thing. I should have deduced 34 minus 24 is not 30, it's 10. That's the one I found. And then the rest is wrong. So that only gets me 3 marks for all that work. But notice it's still stacked towards this. I feel like, okay, to be honest with you, what I would do here, I don't know if you're, so those questions, by the way, if you're wondering about the binary and decimal in the trace table, you look at the mark scheme of the previous thing. They will have like except, or, well, no, because this is not the original one. They don't say except, so they might expect both. I think it's easier to do, well, I don't know, to do subtraction, I think it's like, adding and subtracting is easier in decimal, multiplying, dividing by 2 is easier in binary. This is why you kind of like the one I wanted to do the marks to see if the last bit was actually in the last bit is like odd or even, right? I could have stayed in decimal all the way through, and then at the end I did the binary. I would maybe the problem is that if you gotta do both, it is quite time consuming. I mean, you need to kind of be able to be quite quick with it, because again we get 6 marks here, so that should be 9 minutes, which is tight. But this is what you practice, right? You need to say, this is the kind of stuff where you can, again, ask your favorite AI to generate something so you can trace, or like you can look at the traces in the previous ones. It's a mixture, because this is very, very tricky, because like like the whole of the exams, but in that one in particular, because they're quite, like if you mess up something early, you're right, they made one mistake, right? But I'm losing, well, I mean, 12-2, that's correct as well, actually. Yeah, so this whole bit's correct. That's why it's marked separately, but the final one, I don't have correct. So actually, I get this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, not 5. Fair enough. Yeah, and it performs integer division, and you get the quotient reminder. But if you don't get the right thing, you can say, yeah. You can still answer. I assume it does that, like by the looks of the code, but like I couldn't trace it to completion. What do I have in my horrible PDF of that? What are we doing next? You know what? I'm gonna take 5. And then, probably should have muted. Can I, like, yes, is that going to work? Yeah, I still love those. Very useful in the classroom or indeed the home office. Okay. 5 minutes, little break, and tell me in the chat what date number you like me to do. Make that bigger, and then, well, that's too big now. Cool. I'm taking 5 on the clock. It's not great here, but sorry, I didn't press the right button. All right, what have we got in the chat? No, okay, no new question in the chat, so that's cool. We can leave that here. Thank you so much for that. Probably should unbeep that. Thank you for watching. I will do I think we've covered, I mean, like all of the stuff we have done today, like all exams for sure, but like the stuff you can flashcard, which means that you can probably kind of get it in your medium-term memory and have it fresh on the day, and there's a lot of that on paper too. But the tricky ones, they require practice, and it's not too late to practice. It may be too late to start practicing, but if you're watching this, hopefully you've started practicing before that, but like you can't be completely cold. It's okay to have a sacrificial question. That is, one that you'll tackle last and maybe have a go, but you might recheck all of your work on all of the others before, if you've got extra time, spare time, trying to tackle it. And that could very well be the bulk of the, an assembly trace, or indeed for some, it's like a 12-mark question on ethics, which, would also be on that paper. And of course, they love to talk about the ethics of artificial intelligence and big data, and like try to stay relevant, because now it's an old spec comparatively, because of course in computer science you're advised to revise the spec much more frequently. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, and